Hello all, welcome back to my channel. So today we can see the second half of this chapter, A Letter to God. In last video we had seen till half of the chapter, so today we can continue with the remaining chapter. We had seen what had happened, that due to the heavy rainfall and the hailstorm that followed, Lencho's field had been destroyed. He was filled with sorrow, and then later he thinks that he would write a letter to God, because he believes that God will help him. He is a person who has firm faith in God. So now we shall continue with the remaining chapter. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. So he is writing this letter to God. So he is starting the letter with the word God. If you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year, because all his crops had been destroyed and he would not get any income from that. As a result, he would be starving. He and his family would be starving that year. So that is what he has explained. And he is asking God that he needs money. Okay, how much does he need? 100 pesos. Why does he need that money? To sow his field again and to live until the crop comes. So he needs money to sow the field again, and also till the crops come, the family needs income for surviving. Okay, so that is why he is asking God for 100 pesos. Because the hailstorm, and we can see 3 dots. What happened? God already knows that. Okay, so that is why he is stopping the letter with 3 dots. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, still troubled, went to town. So on the envelope of the letter, he writes to God. Usually we have to write the name of the person who is going to receive the letter, and also that person's address should be mentioned. Here, what is Lencho writing? He is just writing 2 words, that is to God. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. Now Lencho has put the letter into the mailbox. Mailbox means where the letters are placed or where the letters are put by people. Okay. And peso. Peso is the currency of several Latin American countries. Okay, so peso is currency, like we say rupee, like that. Peso is the currency there. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Okay, so the postman who had taken this from the mailbox, seeing this to God, seeing that the letter was addressed to God, he laughs heartily. Laughs heartily means laughs uncontrollably or genuinely. Like when something is so funny, we tend to laugh heartily. Okay, so like that, the postman, seeing this address to God, he laughs heartily. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. So till now, he had not seen any letter which is written to God, and also he doesn't know the address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing. So to whom is the postman showing this? The postman is showing this to the postmaster, and they have described the postmaster. How is he? He's fat, amiable. Amiable means friendly. Fat, he's a friendly person, and he broke out laughing. He was also laughing so much because he also felt this as funny. They are seeing such an address for the first time. But almost immediately he turned serious. Tapping the letter on his desk, commented. But then at first, initially he laughed, but then he turned serious immediately. And then he taps the letter on his desk. And he says, what faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God. So he is actually moved by the amount of faith that Lencho has. That is, Lencho is writing a letter to God. So he thinks how deep was Lencho's faith in God. And see, starting up a correspondence with God means, correspondence means communication, like exchanging information. So starting a communication with God, how much faith did Lencho have? That is what the postmaster is thinking. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. In order not to shake the writer's faith in God means, if Lencho does not receive a letter back, his faith in God would be questioned. Lencho firmly believed that God would receive this letter. So, if there is no reply to this letter, Lencho's faith in God is going to be questioned. So, with what idea did the postmaster come up? Answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill. Evident means clear. It was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. Goodwill means like kindness. Okay. So when he read the letter, he understood that this kindness or generosity or ink and paper is just not enough to answer Lencho's letter. What did the postmaster think? He thought the postmaster still stuck to his resolution. Means he already had a thought in his mind that he should answer Lencho's letter. So, in spite of knowing that, he would have to arrange money. That is seen in the next line. He asked for money. So, in spite of knowing that to answer Lencho's letter, something else is required. That is, money is required. So, in spite of knowing that, he still felt that he should give it to Lencho. He should write a reply letter with money. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So, the postmaster is arranging the money to give to Lencho. How is he arranging the money? He asked money from his employees. Employees means people who are working under him. And then he himself put a part of his salary into this amount. And also he asked his friends. Obliged means being required. Few of his friends were required to pay money in the name of charity. Okay. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Was he able to arrange for 100 pesos? No. He was able to arrange for a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as signature, God. So, in the envelope which was addressed to Lencho, what did the postmaster do? He put in the amount and also a letter. And what was written inside the letter? A signature in the name of God. Okay. So now we can see a few questions here. Who or what did Lencho have faith in? Lencho had firm faith in God. What did he do? Lencho writes a letter to God and he asks God for 100 pesos. Who read the letter? The letter was read by the postmaster. What did the postmaster do then? After reading the letter, the postmaster was moved by Lencho's faith in God. So what did he feel? He felt that Lencho's faith in God should not be shaken. Should not be shaken means should not be questioned. As a result, he wanted to reply to the letter and also give the farmer, that is Lencho, the amount that he needed. Okay, now we can continue. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. So the following Sunday, Lencho came to the post office to see if there was a letter for him. It was a postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man, contentment means satisfaction, of a man who has performed a good deed. Good deed means an act of kindness that has been done. Okay, looked on from his office. So when Lencho came, who handed over the letter to Lencho? The postman. Postman gives the letter to Lencho, and the postmaster, he was looking towards the scene, sitting inside his office. How did the postmaster feel? He experienced the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed. Means he had that feeling of satisfaction that he has done something good. Something kind has been done by him. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. So, now Lencho has opened the letter and he saw the money. Was he surprised? He was not surprised. That shows how much faith Lencho had in God. That is why he is not surprised here. But he became angry when he counted the money. God could have not made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. So, was the postmaster able to arrange the 100 pesos that Lencho had asked for? No. In the earlier paragraph, we saw that he was able to arrange a little more than half. But then when Lencho saw this money, he became angry. Why? because God could not make a mistake. That shows how firm Lencho's faith in God was. Okay, so he's sure that God could not make a mistake, and also he believed that God could not deny what Lencho had asked for, that God is not going to deny what Lencho had asked for, that God would definitely give him the 100 pesos. That is what Lencho had thought. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. So Lencho goes to the window and he asked for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So now Lencho went to the window. He asked for paper and ink. And then he went to the public writing table. Now he's going to write a letter. Okay. And there are wrinkles on his brow. Means on his forehead, wrinkles could be seen. Like when we think something, there are usually wrinkles that are seen on the forehead. So similarly, there was wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. Okay, so what did Lencho do then? He finished writing the letter and then he goes to the window. He asks for a stamp and he licks the back of the stamp in order to fix it. Okay, so he licks the back of the stamp, then affixed means he fixed it onto the envelope with a blow on his fist, like this. Okay, like this, when with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. Lencho put the letter in the mailbox. The postmaster went to open it. They were curious to see what Lencho would have written. It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. So how much money was there in the envelope? 70 pesos. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. He's telling God that he has received only 70 pesos. How much money had Lencho asked for? He had asked for 100 pesos. But then he received only 70 pesos. So he's asking God to send the remaining money. That is 30 pesos. Okay. He tells he needs it very much because he has to sow his field and he and his family needs to survive till the crops come. So he needs it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail. That is, don't send it through the post office, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Crooks means dishonest people. For example, thieves. They are dishonest people. The post office employees are dishonest people. Lencho. So, what did Lencho think? Lencho thought that God had sent 100 pesos to him, but the post office people, they had taken 30 pesos from that and kept only remaining 70 pesos for Lencho. Okay, so what is it that we can see here? There is an irony of the situation, because it was the postmaster who had gathered the money from the employees and also put a part of his salary and asked his friends also for money in the name of charity. And he thought that doing this, by giving Lencho the money that he had demanded for, his faith in God would remain firm. So the postmaster thought that he had done a very good deed. But then what happened? The irony is that Lencho is now doubting the people in the post office, because he thinks that they had stolen the money from the envelope, whereas in actual fact it was they who had given the money. But then now Lencho doubts the same people. Okay, that is the irony of the situation. Now we can see the question. Was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? No, Lencho was never surprised, because Lencho's faith in God was that firm. He had a very firm faith in God. He definitely believed that God would send him the money. What made him angry? The fact that he received only 70 pesos, or that the amount in the envelope was only 70 pesos, made him angry, because he had asked God for 100 pesos, but then he received only 70 pesos. Okay, so he thought the remaining amount was stolen by the people in the post office. So this made him angry. Okay, so I hope all of you would have understood this lesson. Okay, thank you.